Some Pokemon designs are good, like Quagsire, and that's not subjective. That is empirical fact. And I've discussed my new favorite designs of the Paldea region, absolutely no problem. But what about my least favorite? The Pokemon that I absolutely think are awful, and there are some stinkers in the Paldea region. Look, if you're gonna introduce over 100 new Pokemon, at least 10 of them are probably gonna be not so great to kind of terrible. And with over 1,000 Pokemon out there now, I think it's time to just dunk on a few, so let's do it. Now, as always with an opinion video like this, you might come in and think, oh, hey, you know, it's all subjective. I've got my opinion, you've got your opinion. You'd be wrong. These Pokemon are the worst Pokemon of the Paldea region, absolute fact, categorically, unarguably. So if you're cool with that, and being wrong about some of your favorites, you can let me know in the comment section down below. And I'm gonna get into my 10 least favorite Pokemon of the Paldea region. Right after I say a quick thank you to today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. I know I'm not the only person who's been stuck out on a train when a new Pokemon trailer's dropped, or out traveling, and I don't quite have the data or connection I'd like, and public Wi-Fi could be the way to go, but is it safe? Surfshark, which is available using the link in the description, is the answer, helping you surf the web with the protection of a VPN, which routes your connection through another server anywhere else in the world. But let's be real, the main reason I've been using Surfshark for several years now is because of the ability to route my connection through another region of the world and watch region-locked content. And heck, maybe you're in the Galar region like me, but you'd love to watch some content that's only available in Paldea. That's where Surfshark's got you covered. As always, I'm using this as the main way to keep up to date with Pokemon journeys. It's been highly convenient for me. And as always, if you sign up today using my link, it not only hugely helps out my channel, but you'll be getting 83% off and 3 months for free, which makes it the best value for money VPN I'm aware of. And on top of all of that, if you're not totally satisfied, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no reason not to click the link and try it out. So what are you waiting for? Click that link at the top of the description, and thank you again to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. And let's get into my top 10 least favorite, dumbest designs for the Paldea region. Starting with number 10, not my least favorite, but definitely up there. The entirety of the Tinkerton line? Is that what they're called? I see these about the map all the time. They're this really vibrant pink color, which means they really stand out in the landscape. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Just as I'm running around, they are really hard to miss. And if they're not your kind of thing, then just a little bit of an eyesore. Now, I think the idea of a Pokemon wielding a powerful hammer, that sounds pretty cool, but it's 3 of the same Pokemon. And I think that's the bit where I'm really annoyed at this Pokemon. It's taking up 3 Pokedex slots. Now, you might argue to me, but hey, Pokemon have done that before. Look at Seel and Dugong, they're effectively the same Pokemon. I wouldn't defend Seel and Dugong either, and I'm not defending this. This evolution line to me honestly just screams of a random excuse to put Steel and Fairy type together to make a cool type combination. It's fine, I just don't get it. It's not horribly offensive, it's just nowhere near any of my favorite Pokemon and makes it onto this list. Number 9, the Mastiff evolution line. Now, there's this whole plot line in here about Arvin and his pet dog Pokemon who is dying. And like, that's really sad and everything, but there are 2 other puppy Pokemon lines that appear in the Paldea region. There's Fido, who I think if we saw Fido like dying, you'd be like, oh no, don't die. You would care so much more. You'd be like, you're too sweet and yummy to die. Don't die, I want to eat you. Or if they went for the other dog and they went for Greavard and Houndstone, they could absolutely do this really funny story where it's like, oh no, Greavard is gonna die again. Okay, maybe that wouldn't be a great creative choice if they're trying to evoke emotion. But this other evolution line, it just doesn't make sense to me. I do not get why they would put this evolution line in the same generation as these 2 other clearly better dog Pokemon. I don't think it's very appealing, and honestly, it just kind of looks like a cartoon dog. It's doing the same thing to my brain that Greedent does, where it's taken me a really long time to reconcile with the fact that Greedent is a Pokemon and not just a cartoon squirrel from another cartoon. Am I alone in this? Let me know in the comments section. Number 8, and this one is due to my expectations and isn't necessarily the fault of Game Freak, Reveroom and Vereveroom? Varoom and Reveroom. So I think when we all saw the trailers of this Pokemon inside a car and the car driving itself, we all thought, hey, that's pretty cool. And we saw artists' depictions of what it would look like, this kind of Pokemon that was, maybe it was a squid, or maybe it was an insect, or maybe it was something that was like injected into the car. The big reveal about this Pokemon is when it's not inside the car, it's just a smaller car. Carkol was not one of my favorite designs of the last generation. I think the inorganicness of the design, like, it's okay to have inorganic things in the Pokemon world, but they have to feel like they fit the world naturally. And the fact Reveroom is, like, is it a ghost type? Is it poison? Steel? I still feel like I don't even know. It's poison steel, but it's got Pokedex entries talking about how it's a ghost, but it's got a rock body like Carcoal for a car. I feel like Game Freak just didn't know what they were doing with this, and I feel like the community came up with better designs based on seeing it, thinking, surely it won't be like just a car, it'll be... It did not work for me, and battling it as the Team Stars boss 4 times over in 4 different variations just got kind of tiring and samey after a while. Number 7, Flamigo. It is... How do I put this? Okay, so Lockstin did a video sort of joke criticizing Fakemon and saying you can't just put flames and a flamingo together and call it Flamingo. And I thought, oh, that's a really fun idea. I'll do it myself. And I did it myself. And then Lockstin did it as well. So we've both got Flamingo and Flamigo Fakemon. And then Game Freak were like, haha, we see you and we'll do you one better. We'll take a flamingo and we'll add nothing basically. It's just a flamingo. And again, I hear you, Toby, you wouldn't criticize Seal like this. Yes, I would criticize Seal like this. This is a flamingo. The fact that its name is Flamigo is the only upside, because that's a great name. That's an honestly brilliant name. But the design for me, I don't see what's there other than a flamingo, and it doesn't evolve, so I don't care about this Pokemon at all. Speaking of birds, Bombardier, or Bombardier. Bombardier? Sorry, new names, gotta get used to them, and I'm especially not familiar with the names of the Pokemon that I dislike the most because I didn't spend much time with them in the game. This Pokemon, of course, is one of the Titans, which is where I first saw it. Yet another non-evolving bird. I understand that the idea is that it is a stork, the cartoony kind that would carry a baby in like a satchel, but instead it's carrying rocks that it uses to bombard. I get the theming. Literally doesn't work though, because the only way it can pick up the rocks is with its beak or with its wings, but it's using its wings to fly, and it's using its beak to hold the bib that the rocks are in. So how's it dropping those rocks? Is it like as it's flying, like just trying to like not? I don't get it. I genuinely think that when it comes to the animated series, they are going to struggle to animate this Pokemon throwing rocks out of its bib unless they just do freeze frames where it's like you're not supposed to question how it's flying. It's just in the air, like throwing rocks with its feathers. I don't know. I just feel like maybe Game Freak, you didn't think this one through, and as a Titan Pokemon as well, next to all of the other Titans, yeah, this one's definitely like my least favorite of those. Number 6, we're getting onto the really stinky part of the timeline. Let's take a look at, and I'm going to annoy people here. Let's take a look, not at Pawmi. Pawmi is fine. Let's take a look at Pawmi's 2 evolutions. These Pokemon are Pawmi. They're more Pawmi. It's got the same thing going on with the Tinkaton evolution, like it's 3 of the exact same Pokemon. They are 3 wasted Pokedex slots. This Pokemon line should just be the one. Yeah, but when it stands up, it gains the fighting type. You can give the fighting type to the first one. It does not need 3 evolution lines here. It does not need to be taking up 3 Pokedex slots. Like, even if it was just one into like evolving once, that would be something. But like the middle stage isn't doing anything. It's the same Pokemon. And actually, I think there's a recurring problem this generation, because number 4, we have all 3 Paldean Tauros. Yep, it's not a Paldean Tauros that evolves. It is Paldean Tauros 1, 2, and 3, where 2 of them look like they should evolve, I guess, from one of them, but not that much though, because the designs aren't that different. But it turns out they're just 3 forms of Tauros, which kind of makes you think, what's the point of the regular, just dark type Tauros? Or is it fighting type? I genuinely don't know. Like, what's the point of it when the other 2 are just the same thing, but with an additional type? Like, we were all rooting for Tauros this generation to get a new form and to do something cool. And I feel like it missed the mark a little bit. This is once again 3 forms of the same Pokemon. I just don't understand how we've ended up in this situation. It's not even like the one without the additional types evolves into they're just 3 Paldean Tauros. You'd think that maybe they'd all look a little bit different from each other, but they really don't. Number 3 on this list is Mousehold, which is a great name. I won't deny it. Mousehold is a wonderful name for a household of mice. It is the house mouse, and at first there were 2, then there were 4, but what are they 4 of? Just taken individually, these Pokemon, they're not particularly interesting to me, so why would a family of them be particularly interesting to me? They don't evoke any sense of cool, or really cute, or really mystery, or anything. I am not interested in these Pokemon at all, and while they're not horrendously offensive to me, they do 0 for me. Maybe they should be further up on this list in that case, but The name is okay. That is the most praise that I can possibly give these Pokemon. Oh boy, number 2. Okay. I think we're all on the same page. I don't even think we're gonna argue in the comments about this. If someone argues with me in the comments about this, I will be genuinely surprised. Dunsparce's new evolution, Dunsparce. Gold and Silver came out in what, 99, 2000? It's been 22, 23 years. We have been begging, oh, when does Dunsparce evolve? Dunsparce should be evolved. Oh, is Drampa not Dunsparce's evolution? That would be so cool. We were all so excited for this, Game Freak, and you rickrolled us. You memed us. You just thought, oh, that'd be funny. We'll just make Dunsparce and we'll add another section. Get out of it. This isn't good. This isn't funny. I don't get the joke. We're the butt of the joke. We genuinely wanted a cool Dunsparce evolution, and we've all wanted it for the longest time. And this, oh, but it's got an extra form. There's one with 2 segments and one with 3. What, Dunsparce? Like, I don't care. There are lots of new Pokemon designs I love, and I will refer to you after this video to go check out the video about my Pokemon team, because it's kind of a top 10 of the Pokemon I love anyway. There are plenty of designs in this game that I think are stellar. Dunsparce is not one of them. It is really just bottom of the barrel. By the way, you may have noticed that there's a Wiglet on the thumbnail. That's because initially there was no way in my mind that Wiglet wouldn't be on this list until I saw the rest of the Pokemon. But I like the thumbnail a lot, so honorable mention to Wiglet. That's kind of dumb, but not that bad. And number 1, my least favorite Pokemon of this generation, a Pokemon that I genuinely think is awful, Bramblin. Ghost Grass type is a cool type combination, and we've seen it executed so well in Trevenant, in Gourgeist, in Dynamax. Bramblin is, I mean, a tumbleweed Pokemon didn't need to exist, let alone look like this. I just feel like someone went to someone at Game Freak and said, we should do a tumbleweed Pokemon, and they said, yeah, we should do a tumbleweed Pokemon, and they drew this, and no one said, oh, actually, maybe we shouldn't do a tumbleweed Pokemon. There is nothing there to work with. Heck, Tangela is a bunch of vines. They nailed it in Gen 1, so what the heck is Bramblin doing? It is, in my opinion, probably the most uninspired new Pokemon I've seen in about 10 years. I have no defense for this Pokemon. I do not think it's cool. I do not think it's good. If you like it, as I said at the beginning of the video, you're wrong. Or maybe you've just got an opinion different to mine, and I'm sure you'll have let me know by now in the comment section down below with a lot of anger and vigor. But hey, if you're like, Toby, don't be so negative, don't worry about it. I've already done a video on my top 10 favorite Pokemon / my Pokemon team of Scarlet and Violet. I think there are some incredible designs in the Paldea region. These are just the ones that I like the least. Thank you again to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this ramble, link at the top of the description, and of course, soar high Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.
A tremendous thank you to those of you who've been supporting this channel year-round on Patreon, but a special thank you to the big patrons of this month, Michael Hornschuch, the Alligator, Jedruben, and Anthony Lee. Thank you.